Welcome to the Spunky Spirit Podcast. I'm your host, psychic medium Carrie Muggs. This is where we learn all things spirit, everything from spiritual gifts, awakenings, ghosts, aliens, and starseeds. Nothing is untouchable, but always fun and spunky. I am honored to be on this spiritual journey with you, so make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Hello and welcome to this week's Spunky Spirit Podcast. I'm Carrie Muggs. I'm a professional psychic medium. And as usual, we'll talk about things today that you can either relate with or not. And it's your job to take what resonates with you and what doesn't. So today we're going to talk about numbers. I love numbers. I'm not a numerologist. I've always loved numerology. I've always just had a connection with numbers. I love numbers to connect or talk to spirit sometimes, because sometimes when I'm in a hurry and I see some numbers, if I'm kind of busy and not connected very well, when I see number sequences, it lets me know that somebody's trying to reach me or that I need to pay attention more. So especially numbers like 222 and 777, those have special meaning for me. They mean something different with angel numbers, but they do have special meaning for me. So now numbers are I love them, and I'm trying to find a book by Kyle Gray called Angel Numbers, because I'll list it down in the notes down at the show notes at the bottom. There's going to be a book by Kyle Gray about angel numbers, and he has meanings for every single number. So if you see different numbers and you wonder what they mean, you can look them up. Now, each number has a general meaning, and I will go over that later on in the podcast. In this episode, but the thing I love about numbers is they are part of the matrix. They're part of the system. They're sacred geometry. There's numbers just work into astrology. The numbers work in everything. And so to me, it's fascinating and I love it. And I also kind of know or have been told that, before we come here, we pick the days, the times, we pick the exact moments. And also too, we pick the dates of when we're born. We pick different things, and I love that right now. The reason why I kind of picked this is because we are in the 222 season. We're in that gateway, February 2nd, 2022, and it's going till February 22nd, 2022. There's just a special, just something special about this time. You could feel it. You can, things are opening up. There's abundance. Things are looking like it might be chaotic, but it's because there's new things coming. There's good things coming. We have Valentine's Day in this gateway. We have a full moon in this gateway. It's just lots of things that are good that are coming. I love this gateway. I'm kind of even considering maybe doing something special on the 22nd, like a manifestation thing, but it's getting kind of close and I'm running out of time. So I got to figure it out if I do. So numbers are ways to communicate with spirit. Numbers are ways to communicate with your personality, there's different personality tests that you take, and you can be a 1 or a 2. There's also colors, and like the Enneagram, I don't know how to pronounce that. I hope I pronounced it right. They have 7s or 9s or whatever, and there's just certain numbers that you're close to. There's certain numbers that you feel close to. So, and I just think they have special meaning, and I love communicating with numbers. Now, I love too that number sequences like 111, 222, 333, they can have meanings. And I love that spirit can communicate this way. Now, a lot of times when I do readings and they say, yes, they're around when you see butterflies, or they're around when you see feathers. That's great. I love it that they're around and you know that they're around, or even smells. But sometimes I like it when they use numbers for communication. So they can, and I know some psychic mediums don't love the numbers because they don't love to remember what they mean. But it's just like for the back, I just know what they mean, and it's always so awesome to me to see numbers and be like, okay, this is going okay. So I'm going to kind of go over what some of the numbers mean. I have had this on my Instagram before, so like in little sections, but I kind of maybe will go into a deeper meaning. 111. Now, usually 111 means that you're going through an awakening. If you're starting to wake up or you're starting to be more open-minded, you might see 1111 a lot. You might see 111 a lot. But also, too, it could also mean 111 also means that you really need to be careful what you're thinking, because you have a manifestation gift or you're manifesting something and your thoughts are manifesting right now. So you need to be aware of your thoughts and kind of know what you're thinking. So I love that 111. Also, too, lots of people have different meanings for the number 11 for them. They are kind of, they're kind of the matrix number, ones and zeros. And so it's kind of a magical number. It's kind of your spirit guides letting you know, we're here and you can feel us. You aren't crazy. And you can start to kind of know that 111 is their way of letting you know that you are going through this, that you're going through this awakening thing. Now, 222 means you're going in the right direction. So if you're to ask your spirit guides questions, or you're to ask a loved one on the other side questions, say, okay, should I do this? And just know that spirit can never make a decision for you. So you have to make your own decisions. That's why it's really hard when people are like, it's not really hard. Like, I like people, it's okay when people want validation, but when you're up against the major decisions, spirit can't make those decisions for you. So don't book readings based on what you want spirit to tell you what direction to go or what to do, because this is your spiritual journey. This is your free agency. Now, your guides can give you direction, but at the end of the day, you choose. And so don't ever think that spirit's going to come in and be like, take that job or do this, because you have that free agency. But 222, if you do something like sign a contract or buy a house or take a job, and then you see lots of 222s, that means you're going in the right direction, that this is a good thing, that keep moving forward. You've got this. Just keep going in the direction you're going. You're in the right place. You're at the right time. Just keep moving forward. 333 means that the ascended masters are with you, your guides. The ascended masters, they are people that have been on the earth, spiritual teachers that have been on the earth. They are well known. Some of them, but a lot of them too, like Jesus, Mary, Buddha, lots of different princesses or goddesses. They can be considered ascended masters. I also like to think that it's your guides. It's your guides, the ones who guide you, that are with you saying, yes, we're here. Don't worry, you're here. We're here. And so that's what I like 333 a lot. Now, 3 is my favorite number. And the Trinity is 3, God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus. So there's lots of numbers in the 3. So I really like 3. 3 holds a special meaning to me too. Now, 444 means that your angels are with you. Your guardian angels, your warrior angels, the ones who protect you, the ones that watch over you. They're with you. You don't have anything to be afraid of. They're with you. They're guiding you. They're protecting you. And I love this when you feel like you're going in the wrong direction, or if you feel like you're kind of in chaos or lost. This is your angels are with you, your angel team. So that's kind of I love that. It's mostly like your angel team, your protectors, and now 333 and 444 both can be your guides too. But 444 means mostly angels that are watching over you and your family. 555 means changes are coming. Now, a lot of people get nervous about this because they see 555 and they freak out because they don't like change. Not all changes are bad. In fact, most changes are good. They end up being good in a way, or not all of them, but some of them, some changes are just hard, and some changes are good and they're needed, and changes are coming. So just know this could be a good thing, or it could be, it's a growth. Just know that 555 means that growth is coming and changes are coming. It could be a change in a job, change in relationship, change of where you're living, change of anything, like change of spirituality, change of all these things. So just 555 is about change, and not always in a bad way. Change is always can be challenging, but it can also be good. And 666, a lot of people think that this is the number of the devil or Satan's number. Honestly, all it really means is that you're too much in your head. You're thinking too, it's good to plan, it's good to have a plan, but if you constantly are thinking about it and mulling it over in your head and replaying it, or constantly in your head all the time, 666 just means that you've got to let it go, give it to spirit, give it to God, give it to the universe, and let it go. 666 just means you're way too much in your head. You're overthinking things. You're being too, the thought process, you're just overthinking way too much. Now 777 is your angels and your guides cheering for you. You just made a big accomplishment. You just got or a big accomplishment is coming. There, it's like a cheerleader number. 777 to me means something totally different. It means my dad's around. So because his birthday was full of sevens, 7, 27, 47. So 77 to me means that my dad's around. So if I see 777 and then I see a moose or I see a picture of a moose, I know my dad is with me. There's something he's with me, he's guiding me, or there's something he's trying to tell me, so I need to pay more attention. But the general meaning of 777 is that you are going through your own, that you're being cheered on, that the angels are with you, they're guiding you, they're cheering you on. So 888, this means abundance. Now, a lot of people think this means abundance in money, but it could be abundance in anything. It doesn't have to be just money. Somebody could buy you lunch that day, or you could go through something, have a really great meditation and have abundance in spirituality, an abundance in love, an abundance in anything, in friendship, in relationships. It could be all those different kind of things. So that's what 888 means. Just because I say you see 888 doesn't mean that you're going to get all this money or all this money. It could mean that, but it mostly means that abundance is coming in some sort of sign or another. I had a friend or a client of mine that was like, when I was doing Carrie Connects, saw my abundance card and he was like, oh, that's not going to be for me. And then he listened to it, and it was totally, there was all this abundance. He sold lots of his paintings, or a couple of his paintings. Anyways, don't ever think that it's not for you. I thought that was kind of cool. He's a cool guy. And I thought that was neat for him. So just because it's abundance doesn't mean it's money. It can be anything. It can be any kind of experience, it doesn't always have to be financial. And talking about that too, numbers, money is just, we think of money as materialistic, and money is just also numbers. Money is part of the number game. Money doesn't really, if you think about it, a dollar is really, money is just energy. So spirit could come through and explain to me that money's coming or something, and my client could go home and get $2 in the mail, because money is a frequency. That's why you have to have a great relationship with money, no blocks with money, and manifest well, because money is a frequency. And I tell my client, spirit will come in all the time and say, money is just a frequency. There really is no value to it there is, like, our home costs money, things do cost money, but honestly, it's just an energy. If we didn't have any cash ever, money's just a frequency. Money's just an energy. We rarely use cash anymore, right? So just know that money is about numbers too. It's just an energy. And so I might actually put a money or a manifestation. I think I have a manifestation podcast, not a podcast, but a meditation. I might actually put out a money meditation, so you can get, you can give money a personality, or even think of money as a person, or, and start to talk to them and build a relationship with that frequency of money. So there you go. That's the money one, 888. Lots of abundance, not just financial, but in everything. It could be love, anything. And 999. 999 is when one chapter is closing and another one's opening. So it's like there's this saying in Hope Floats, a beginning. I can't remember I'm going to ruin it, but it's about, beginnings. Endings are really beautiful beginnings. Endings are sad, but at the reality of it is it's the beginning of something else. If you're ending one thing, you're beginning another thing. And endings are sad, but beginnings are beautiful. So I always think of 999 as closing a door on one thing to let another thing come through. Or closing the chapter on one thing and then something else is going to come through. When The Secret came out, they said, you just tell the universe what it wants and you come. Now you've got to work for that too. You can say this is what I want and get into that energy and still, do things towards that. But they always made it sound like you had to get rid of the old to bring in the new. And sometimes you do. Even they have the tradition on New Year's Eve to open the door, your back door, to let the old year out and open your front door to let the new year in. You have to let something go that's not working for you, or something is leaving your life so something else can come in. And so it's also a little bit about change. That's a little bit of change. So you might see 999 and 555 a lot together. But just know that it's also a good thing. It's also moving towards growth or moving to new beginnings. And new beginnings can be scary, but they can also be like an adventure. I love, an adventure. I have to tell you this. So I have always wanted to learn how to paddleboard. This is so off the subject, but I love adventures. I love to think of things as adventures. So change and 999, when something begins, I love to think, this is going to be an awesome adventure. Just put that out there all the time. And so we were on a paddleboard on a lake, and my youngest daughter, there was 4 of us there, and we were all sitting 2 on each paddleboard. And we were like, we were renting the paddleboard. We had to give it back. She was like, well, how much more time do we have? And we were kind of like just learning the paddleboard. So we hadn't really gone anywhere. We were just kind of learning it. And she said, one of my daughters said, we have 20 minutes left. And my youngest said, well, let's begin our 20-minute adventure. And she started to paddle off, and we all laughed. And I think about that every day now. Every day is an adventure, 20-minute adventure. What's your 20-minute adventure for the day? And so that's, to me, every time I see 999, I think of an adventure, a 20-minute adventure just coming up, or something's some adventure's coming, a new beginning is coming. And if you embrace it in a positive way, it will be good. Now, this isn't to say that there aren't bad things. And I don't want to say bad, but there are things out there, changes out there that hurt and are hard. And I get that. Let's just remember our reaction to them, and sometimes we can turn, hard things into things that will help others, or things that will help others learn. So that's what I just don't want you to get scared with 555 and 999, because it's not in a bad text. I want you to put positive vibes out there and just know that it will be okay. Now, 0. This is also one of my favorite numbers, because this is the the symbol of the wreath, the symbol of eternal love, this is where the Christmas wreath came from. It is the symbol of God, or source, or the universe, or whatever, our creator, that you are not forgotten, that you are loved, and you are cradled, and they're with you. The source is with you. You have the source inside you, and that you are not forgotten, and you are important, and you are part of this whole big universe. You may feel like you're small, but you're not. You're a valuable part of it. And without you, you are like a recipe, an ingredient of a recipe. Chocolate chip cookies, you can't make them without sugar. You can add all these ingredients, but they just don't taste the same. And you are that one ingredient that makes it a whole, because we're all connected. And that's what this circle, the 0, is symbolizing, is that we're all connected, and we're all part of this big, huge plan, but we're all singly important. So it's kind of like the ocean, that whole thing about the drop in the ocean. I never really understood that, but now I kind of do. It's the whole universe, the whole source can be an ocean, and we're just one tiny drop, but we can make a big difference. That one drop can make we matter, that one drop. We still keep who we are, but we can be combined in together as one. And that's what this eternal zero means. So 000 is circles. Now, here's the thing. Do you always have to see them in trilogies, or do you always have to see them in sequences? No, like number 2 and 7 mean something. So 27, 2s mean something different, and 7 means my dad. So if I see 2 and 7 together, 27 a lot, that's a huge sign for me too. And if I see 22 or 20 or 77, that still means something to me. You don't have to just see them. Now, it doesn't count if they're single, I don't think. So if you look at a license plate and there's a 7 in front of it, that doesn't really count. Unless you look in the license plates in front of you and it's 2727. So there has to be some sort of sequence, but it doesn't always have to be 3 sequences. It doesn't have to always be the 3. Now, Spirit does talk in 3s. And so I always tell people, if you see an owl one morning when you wake up, and then you go to the store and you see an owl on somebody's purse, and then later on that day you see an owl in a picture, that's 3 owls. So Spirit does talk in 3s. So that's why number sequences of 3s is so important, and that's where it kind of came from. But it can mean the same thing too if you see it in double digits, like 1, if you see 11, 11, 22, 22, 33, 33. But if you start seeing it in 3s, 2s and 3s, that's when it kind of does have more of a significant meaning. So that's just kind of where, I think the reason why they said, when you see it in 3s, it's because of the symbolism of the trilogy, and Spirit does speak in 3s. So, but I also want you to know too, you can make up your own language with Spirit. Like 777 generally means certain, like their cheerleaders, but 777 for me means something different. So you can, all of this numbers, those are the general meanings, but you can make up your own numbers, and you can kind of make up your own language. That's kind of what Kyle Gray did in this book, this angel number book. He wrote down meanings, and the angels told him what they mean, but they can mean something totally different for you. So if they have a different meaning for you, then know that. If your loved one, has a certain date that they passed away, like 2/13, like February 13th, then you know that 2/13 is, if you see 2/13 a lot, 213, then you know that that's them. Or if their birthday or their number in a sports team was different, then that number is going to have a different meaning for you. So this isn't like law of the land. This is, you communicate with Spirit your own way, and you have special you might have special meanings of your own. So honor those. Honor what you feel like they mean to you. And so that is what helps too. Numbers are amazing. I just, if I could take a whole class on numerology, if I had time, I totally would. I'm not by any means a math person, but I just know there's something about numbers that has meaning, and I know that they're all connected and they're divinely guided to astrology, to Spirit, to all the things. Like, I just know they're somehow connected, and so to me, it's cool. It's fascinating to me. So I think that's about it. Money it acknowledges a lot of things. It acknowledges communication with Spirit. It acknowledges abundance. It acknowledges finances. It can acknowledge a lot of things. So don't ignore it. Don't, just know that there is some meaning to it. And if you want to figure it out, you can take numerology, go get numerology books or kind of dig deeper into that. I just haven't had time, and I kind of feel like they mean their own thing to me. So that's, but if I dig deeper, maybe I would find something really cool. But I will post down in the links the Kyle book by Kyle Gray, the Angel Number Kyle by Kyle Gray, Angel Numbers, and I'm trying to think if that's all about numbers. I know if you kind of dig into astrology, that will be a little bit about numbers too, because the signs and all of that stuff. And I know 12 has the number 12 has a significant meaning in spirit, or it's like I don't know how to explain it. I just know the number 12 means something. That's why there's 12 months. That's why there's 12, 12 hours, 12 on, I know there's 24 hours, but and I don't really know what it is yet. So, but 12 is a pretty significant number for me too. I just know it's like symbolically spiritual. So, but you might have your own number that does that for you. So I hope that helps you. It might get you started going down another whole, it's just the thing about spirit is it's so great is you can learn so many different things. There's so many things that you can learn about meditation, astral travel, and numbers, numerology, soul contracts. And the thing that's so awesome about it is that they all are combined. They all combined, just like we are all kind of one. We are all one. They all kind of have this spider web effect that they're all combined. So I hope that helps you guys. I will be having another mediumship class in March, so watch for that, and always watch for Carrie Connects on my Instagram, YouTube, or on Spunky Tribe on my Spunky Spirit Facebook page. And I think that's all coming up right now. I am working on a meditation workbook that will come out that talks about different ways to meditate, and also what mediums call sitting in the power. So watch for those things. I love you guys, and I hope this helped, and I will talk to you guys next week.